5 Glock pistols with most sales. On 2023. There was a good chance that you looked for a Glock when it was your first time buying a handgun. It's not because this is the best pistol brand out there, but Glock has stunning popularity. Even adamant anti-firearm folks know what a Glock is. 2023 has been interesting for Glock. It was the year it released the Glock 49 MOS in the commercial market. This one bears the barrel and slide length of the Glock 17 and the grip length of the Glock 19. But other than that, most Glock pistols have witnessed steady sales. But which of them got the most bucks? What's up, everyone? This is your boy, Ted, from Line 45. In this video, I am going to reveal to you the best-selling Glock pistols of 2023. I consolidated data from several dealerships and platforms and got some interesting results. Before we get underway, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. I know it is a chore, but these simple clicks help my channel immensely. Now let's return to the video. Glock 43 or Glock 43X? 2023 is undoubtedly the year of concealed carry firearms, so much so that the most popular pistols of that year are a bunch of competition-grade compact firearms. A good example is the CZ Shadow 2 Compact. I made a separate video about this pistol, so I suggest you check that one out. Now, the Glock 43 or Glock 43X weren't the top concealed carry guns of 2023. However, they are among the best-selling Glock pistols of that year. Needless to say, these are great subcompact guns that offer a single-stack design. The base Glock 43 is equipped with a 6-round magazine. Admittedly, this number is just too few compared to modern concealed carry guns today. But the Glock 43 is really small. This 9mm gun only has a 3.41-inch barrel and an overall length of 6.26 inches. Its loaded weight sits at 20.5 ounces, making it extremely comfortable to carry. The Glock 43X, on the other hand, is a Glock 43 but has a slightly bigger dimension. It spans 6.5 inches long. However, it is quite interesting that it still uses the same 3.41-inch barrel as the Glock 43. When inserted with a loaded mag, the gun weighs roughly 23 ounces, which is still light. This one has a 10-round capacity, by the way, and I think this is the reason why it has more sales than the Glock 43. There's a bit of recoil on this gun, though, which is a given considering its size. But this is something you can control. In fact, it has a stellar accuracy for its size. There's a nice balance to it, and for a guy like me with large hands, I find that the Glock 43 platform is fairly ergonomic. But for the record, I still don't like its plastic sights. This one requires replacement, and I highly recommend the likes of TrueGlow Tritium handgun night sights or the AmeriGlow GL436 Hackathorn sights. Glock 34. Aside from the fabled reliability of Glock pistols, the Glock 34 offers exceptional accuracy. In fact, it is one of the most accurate Glock guns I tried. Well, that isn't surprising, considering that this one is designed for target shooting. Similar to most of the Glock guns here, this one is a full-size, striker-fired, polymer-framed pistol. It has a length of 8.82 inches and a barrel length of 5.31 inches. Its unloaded weight is roughly 23 ounces, while its height sits at 5.47 inches. Packing 17 +1 rounds of 9mm, it's obvious the Glock 34 is a high-capacity target shooting pistol. From its specifications alone, you can already figure out why it's accurate. The 5.3-inch marksman barrel enhances its overall accuracy. Plus, its barrel crown and polygon rifling have been improved to further improve the stability of the barrel. I also love the fact that its slide dimensions have been enlarged for easier manipulation. However, I need to point out that its slide requires more serrations. As this one is a Gen 5 version, grooves are no longer present on its grip. It also maintained its ambidextrous design, as its controls, such as its slide stop levers, can be manipulated by left-handed shooters. Overall, I enjoy shooting the Glock 34, and I am a bit happy that it still gets the recognition it deserves. Glock 22. This one really piqued my interest. I didn't really think of the Glock 22 at all until several gun stores confirmed that this is one of their fast-moving Glock pistols. Of course, my not thinking of the Glock 22 doesn't mean it is bad. This particular polymer-framed gun is one of the finest full-size pistols of Glock that is chambered in 40 S&W. It has a barrel length of 4.49 inches, a total length of 7.95 inches, and a height of 5.47 inches. Its standard capacity is 15+1 rounds, but I know that there are extended mags available for this one. This striker-fired pistol is known for its handling. Arguably, it's the easiest to control Glock pistol that is chambered in the 40 S&W. Unfortunately, the 40 S&W isn't as popular as 9mm rounds, but it is still useful in different applications. I'm still convinced that it is an excellent defensive caliber, and that's proven by the steady sales of Glock 22. It has enough firepower, but rest assured that it won't blast your hands. The full-size frame of the Glock 22 mitigates the recoil impulse of 40 S&W rounds. If you want a 40 S&W pistol, I recommend you get the Glock 22 over other compact Glock pistols like the Glock 23 and Glock 27. I do have gripes with this gun, though. First, it isn't modular. Second, you can't replace its sights. Fortunately, the sights aren't entirely bad, and while the texturing on its grip is sufficient for secured handling. Since it is the same size as the Glock 19, any accessories on that Glock will fit in this pistol. Glock 19. When it comes to compact pistols, the Glock 19 is the golden standard for Glock. Well, this is technically the same as the Glock 17, except that its size has been shrunk. It's chambered in 9mm and has a total length of 7.28 inches. Its marksman barrel, which is a feature common in Gen 5 Glock pistols, has a length of 4.02 inches. When the gun is loaded, it tips the scale at 30.16 ounces, which pretty much helps the gun control its overall recoil and muzzle flip. With its double-stack construction, the gun arrives with 3 15-round mags. I particularly like this pistol because it can be transitioned from a range gun to an EDC pistol without the need for drastic configurations. Of course, I have to emphasize that this gun provides great accuracy. It's fast shooting and can hit tight groups within its practical range. Furthermore, it's very easy to use, and it is a great pistol for beginners and women. I don't want to delve into its reliability because this gun can shoot bullets even if it's covered in mud. It has a strong aftermarket since it is a Glock pistol. I know that many of you don't like its triggers and sights, so replacing them would be a lot easier. The Glock 19 is a high-value gun that deserves a spot on this list. Glock 17. Glock 17 is one of the OG Glock pistols. It was developed with reliability as the top priority. It shoots well in any conditions and offers great ergonomics. Meanwhile, the Gen 5 version of the Glock 17 remained one of the best-selling Glock guns of 2023. For starters, the Glock 17 is a full-size, striker-fired polymer pistol. It has a barrel length of 4.49 inches and a total length of 8.03 inches. It weighs around 22.05 ounces with an unloaded magazine, which is unsurprising, given it has a polymer frame. Moreover, it has a height of 5.47 inches and offers 17+1 rounds of 9mm. This Glock pistol has a modular backstrap, meaning that you can customize its grip to match your hand size. The texturing isn't that rough, but has enough aggressiveness for easier and more secure hold. Furthermore, this gun comes with a dual recoil spring assembly for added durability. Its magazine catch is oversized and is ambidextrous. You'll also find an accessory rail for integrating lights and lasers. Overall performance of this pistol is great. No finger grooves mean that you can shoot it more comfortably. As within my expectations, the Glock 17 Gen 5 shoots flatly and accurately. It's a great duty pistol or defense firearm, whichever you want to use it. Now, the Glock 17 Gen 5 isn't that perfect. It still has an average factory trigger that I suggest you should replace at all costs. The same thing is true with its all-black stock sights. It's just a good thing that the aftermarket of Glock is huge, so any planned upgrades are pretty much doable. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more gun videos like this, just click the subscribe button and notification bell. Take care and stay safe.